go to Chivy first, Nick, just so I can put it out on the Instagram, yeah? Okay, here we go.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the post-mortem of the game, where we're not going to break down the game. It's the end of the season, so there's not going to be no kind of really strong tactical analysis in this one. We beat Fulham. It's 2-1. We finished third in the league. But there are other things I want to discuss as well with the Prem, which is interesting. We had a bit of late drama with Everton staying up, and then a couple of European spots as well. So going to be interesting to dive into them. But before we do that, make sure you smash the like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and if you want to become a member, a Real Red Ultra member, for exclusive content every Monday, a badge next to your name and a chance to feature on the show, click that join button next to the notification bell. It helps support the channel, and we've got a massive guest on Tuesday and things like that. It supports that as well. So yeah, I appreciate every single one of you. Chivy, I mean, it was always going to be one of them kind of weird games, wasn't it, with it being, you know, not much at stake for either side apart from finishing a little bit higher for us. Did the game play out like that, do you think?
Yeah, pretty much. I think we all went 2-1 in the predictions, didn't we?
Yeah, I think so.
So yeah, standard scoreline for pretty much a standard game. I don't think there was anything too much at stake apart from third place. It just looks nice on the table. But yeah, it pretty much turned out how I expected it to be. We got most of the team we predicted, I think. Apart from Garnacho starting, I think everything else was. And Dallo.
Yeah. I think I said Dallo, to be fair.
Did we say Dallo? I think I don't remember. Anyway,
I said Dallo. I don't know about anyone else, but yeah.
Yeah, but it's pretty much how we expected. Nothing too crazy.
Yeah, for sure. There was a couple of incidents. I'm just going to dive straight into it again because I want to talk about some other teams. David De Gea, Sam, saving a penalty. If you're going to put a lottery on, if anyone's thinking about putting it on, put it on tonight, mate, because your luck might just be in.
I think we in the chat, we said we worked it out. The last time he saved the penalty was 2014, was it, Chivy? Against Everton?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, 2014 against Everton was the last time he saved the penalty. And he saved, hold on, the stat I found was he saved 6 of 39 penalties faced, which is a terrible record. It's a fucking terrible record. Right. And the fact that he saved the penalty in a game that effectively didn't really matter. Like, we're in top 4, we're in the Champions League. Like, yeah, obviously finishing third is nice, but he saved the penalty when it didn't matter is what it is. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It mattered to him.
It mattered to him, yeah.
The way he grabbed the ball and literally just
volleyed it into the crowd.
It's like, yeah.
It's obviously affected him that, and when he sees like, hey, shit at penalties, he's been really. That was just like an outburst of like, fuck you, I finally saved one. But it's like Sam says, like, great you saved it, because you know it kind of ultimately won us the game in a sense. Because I think if Fulham go 2-0 up, it's a bit of a scrap to get back. The mood changes in the stadium, so it was obviously a massive turning point in the game. But I'd rather you do it in a semi-final. I'd rather you do it in Villarreal. Do you know what I mean?
And a penalty shootout would be helpful. You know, if we do pens, like save a penalty shootout, that would be nice when it's actually helpful. But
fair play to him though. That Everton game, I remember, was crucial. It was absolutely crucial. And not only did he save the penalty, like he made some crazy saves in that game. Like it was literally, well, it was 2014, so that's when all we had was De Gea.
Jesus, yeah, he was like our player of the year, like 4 seasons in a row, wasn't he?
Is that when we gave him? Is this when we gave him the contract that he's currently on, like the ridiculous contract?
2019, I think we gave him.
Was that
the contract? Yeah.
But yeah, that game was literally just target practice for Everton.
Yeah, because I think it was the same season. We gave Martial a bit of an extension as well. In 2019. But to add a little bit of perspective to it, Chivy, he has won the Golden Glove Award, but do you think that speaks more volume of the defence rather than De Gea?
Yeah, I was saying it to a friend of mine today. I was like, I think Golden Glove Award should be given to the keeper with most saves, in my opinion, other than keeping a clean sheet, because you could have an average goalkeeper, but then a really good defence. It counts as a clean sheet. But if he's a Man United player, so I'm happy he got it. But like, it doesn't really. No one's under any illusions. He's not the best goalkeeper in the Premier League at the moment.
Someone put in the chat before, and it was the same guy who was like, I actually don't understand why the Glazers are that bad, but before he put that, he was like, De Gea's just won the Golden Glove. How is he not the best goalkeeper? I said, This is why it's so important. Stats aren't everything, mate. Like people look back at that season, like, well, he won the Golden Glove. Like, yeah, but he also gave out a shitload of goals, mate, in crucial games.
They don't bring up the stat of he's led. Is it 4 errors that lead to goals, which is more than any goalkeeper in the league? It's like he's had
and I think
more.
When he joined as well, in terms of like when he first signed for the club, he's like in like 17, and he's in like it's on par with Hugo Lloris, I think.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So would you call Hugo Lloris a top goalkeeper? You wouldn't, would you?
No.
So
no, not in my opinion, anyway. But sticking with whilst we're on the stats and prestige awards and all that kind of stuff, Erik ten Hag has equalled the record for the most home wins in a single season for a Manchester United manager. So I suppose that's nice. A few records broken. In terms of individual performances, what do we think? Did anyone kind of stand out for you guys? Did anyone? Because I thought Garnacho was bright but very wasteful, for example.
Yeah, no, Garnacho, he had opportunities. Like, he hit the bar, didn't he? That could have been an opportunity. He put one wide and made a keeper have a save. On another day, if he's on it, maybe there's 2 goals there, and we smash him completely. Bruno seemed to be on his game a lot. I think Bruno
great
had a good
goal
game.
by the way.
Yeah,
fantastic goal.
The pass from Fred, by the way. Fucking hell, what a pass from Fred.
You know what as well, Sam? 5 seconds before, about 10 seconds before that, I said, I was like, he can't fucking pass this ball. He loses it all the time. I'm sick of him.
Does that.
10 seconds. Just goes. I said, this is what he does.
Yeah.
This is literally what he does.
Yeah. I think that just sort of sets out that he's going to play with Fred in the FA Cup final, isn't he? Because he obviously needs to give him minutes now, start him today, so he can play him in the FA, because I don't see Eriksen playing in that FA Cup final. So I thought Fred had a decent game for the most part. Bruno had a good game. Casemiro was solid as always. Forward line, it looks like they were on it. There was a lot of intricate one-touch passing, trying to get stuff going. A lot of stuff going on. Not a lot of it came off, but the intention was there, and I like that. I like that they were trying, and they were trying to come up with something. Wasn't quite there yet, but I think over time we will get there. I think we will get to that point where we're able to play that. I think Ten Hag made a quote. I think it was this morning or yesterday. Somebody asked him, like, how far away do you think we are from a Ten Hag playing style and thing? He said, we're on the right track, but we're quite far away. We've still got a long road to go. So I think there's still acres and acres of stuff yet before you see a Ten Hag fully formed team.
Definitely. Yeah. Well, I was saying to someone as well in the chat, and I was like, I even think we're spending 150, 200 million because the bar's been set now. So our expectation after this, let's say we win a trophy, or let's say we win a trophy or 2, and then we finish 3rd. Like, what's the next bit you can go from that? Because there's not much wiggle room, is there? Do you know what I mean? If you go spend 200 million and then you don't do better than that, is that not kind of like going backwards a little bit, do you think? Is that how the media will portray it, should I say?
It depends. So if we kind of keep, if we kind of keep the level that we're at now, I don't think it can be viewed as a failure. If we still,
it's going to be tougher next season, isn't it?
It'll be tougher next season.
Yeah,
it'll be a lot tougher next season. But I don't think anybody's going to expect Manchester United to win the league next season. There's nobody.
Think anyone would be expected to challenge?
Yeah, so we could challenge. I mean, we like how we did earlier in the season until all the injuries came. But like, if we maintain this level, if we stay in the if we manage to stay in the Champions League, maybe win another cup next season, as long as we're winning something and maintaining the top 4 sort of levels, I don't think it's too much of a regression, especially for next season. Nowadays, I think because of the way football has become and media and everything, like, there's just so much expectation on people. So it's kind of like what that NBA player said when he was asked about, because they went to the finals, they lost, and then they lost this season again, and then they were asking him that, does he see it as a failure? He was like, nah, like, it's progress. If every year you don't win the league, if you see it as a failure, then you really can't see it. You have to be realistic about it. But yeah, I think if we're able to maintain this level, I think if the manager can let some players go, bring in some of his own players, because if he's done this with just half a squad of his own sort of players, and I won't even say it's half, there's a lot to look forward to. For me, minimum requirement for next season is qualify for Champions League, and I would see that as a regression.
So your mic's just gone a little bit funny there, Chivy. Do you want to have a just look at that whilst I ask Sam something? Just going a bit funny and a bit tinny and crackly. But I got most of what you said. And I agree. It's not his squad. It's not Tenet. He's inherited a squad that's from about 5 previous managers, Sam, and there's obvious cobwebs that are still there. It's not going to be very easy to remove these cobwebs, though, is it? Heading into the summer.
No, like there's so many question marks over this summer, and I can only imagine how Ten Hag feels. Like he must be like going out of his mind and pulling his hair out, but he hasn't got any hair, but pulling his beard out maybe, like just trying to figure out what the fuck he's supposed to do, because the ownership is still in question. We've got no idea or any. We're
just on that, Sam.
Yeah.
Just because you said that there, Simon Stone did just tweet, who's very reliable, by the way, that Sheikh Jassim's going to offer even more for the club for Manchester United, apparently. So yeah, sorry, I just thought throw that in. Simon Stone's very reliable.
Chivy is
like very reliable.
Chivy is so over this. He's like, I've never seen him like. He's like so over it.
Don't care until something is concrete. Until we hear something concrete, I don't care what anyone says. Even if Sheikh Jassim comes out himself, I don't care.
I don't even know if he's real. Do we know if he's real? I don't even know if he's real. I think he's AI. I think he's AI.
One picture of this guy.
Two. Right? There's just 2 pictures.
There's two. There's one of him in a kit, I think.
Yeah. So
yeah,
it's. Anyways, I think he doesn't know the ownership situation, so he doesn't know money wise what he's got to spend. Obviously, if the Glazers stay, he's not going to have a lot. If Sheikh Jassim or Sir Jim Radcliffe come in, he might have a little bit more to spend, depending on debt realignment and all that, and financial fair play. And then obviously we have to sell well. So if you look at that squad, there's probably quite a few players that we could possibly sell from there. But how many do we actually sell? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, we're not going to sell 10 players. Like, it's not going to happen. We're going to be lucky if we get 5 out the door for good money. Like, with that, like, Alcott was lucky when we get that. I know there's a couple of being released in Phil Jones, Twanzebe, etc. Brandon Williams. But, like, our sellable assets, it's going to be tough to shift them. Harry Maguire, Dean Henderson, Scott McTominay, like, they're going to be sellable assets, so it's going to be tricky to get good money for them. That's what matters. And then obviously the ownership situation, that's out of Ten Hag's hands. He can't do anything about that. It's just for up to the parasites and the people running us. That's up to them. So yeah, it's going to be tricky going into the summer. But I think if you back this manager to 100%, he will win stuff. He's done it with a half-built squad and half sort of backed, and he's won a trophy, and he's got top 4, and he's in an FA Cup final. If you back him to the fullest, he wins stuff. I guarantee it.
Yeah, he's. I don't know if any of you guys have seen it. He's just been on the pitch with a microphone. Have you seen
we
the clip?
just watched it. Yeah,
he's watched it. We go to war next Saturday. I love it. Avengers, assemble!
Oh, can you imagine if should we get Lissandro just to sort of like face up to them on the pitch? Like, that would be.
Yeah. He'll be at the side in his 3-piece, I'm sure. Waiting for like Shaw and Zlatan and Bailly were when in the Europa League final, weren't they?
Yeah.
Nice. But yeah, look, just on that game actually, whilst we're on the discussion of it, does that game? I know the answer to it, I think, but does that game give you any less confidence going into the Man City FA Cup final?
Actually, it gives me more confidence because we're seeing more. Casemiro is coming back to what we recognize him to be. Victor Lindelof still looks very tight. He looks very calm now.
Chill, man.
Lindelof,
Iceman.
Yeah, he looks chilled. He's not under any sort of pressure. He's timing.
Even next to Maguire as well. Next to Maguire, when last time next to Maguire, he looked panicky, looked under pressure. Now next to Maguire, because he's played next to Varane and Lissandro and Shaw so long, he's chilled out.
And depending on the situation with Shaw, I was kind of impressed with Malacia. He put in a few good. Yeah, he was really good, and he looked very, very confident on the ball as well. The only problem
got a bit skinned though by Mahrez, didn't he?
Yeah.
In the last game.
Yeah. That's the only thing. I'm just saying, like, based on what I'm seeing now from today, it gives me a little bit more confidence. I know we won 4-1 against Chelsea, but we played nowhere near how we played today in terms of the quality of football. Like, we're all right today. We look comfortable at certain times. Jadon Sancho, I have to say, like, even though everything isn't coming off, he's just looking more confident in games. I think he had a few megged a few people.
Yeah.
So Sancho is actually looking a little bit more up for it
Rashford in the 9. Initially, I was kind of pleased with it, but I don't know.
It weren't great. It missed
It
big
weren't
chances
great, yeah.
today.
Yeah, and
But
finally,
I think
just to add on Garnacho, because Sam touched on it earlier.
Yeah.
Remember when we said he kind of reminded us of Ronaldo when he first came in, and I could see that today because I kind of saw the negative side of that because there was lots of times when he was just trying to shoot, he was just trying to just score, and he wasn't really looking at, he wasn't really aware of what was around him. A few times Malacia could have made a run, was waiting to make the run around him, and he could have played him in. Even Rashford was open a few times, but he's young, and I think it's because he's done really well. We expect a lot more from him, so it's just one of those things.
And I know, Sam, you're feeling relatively pessimistic, with reason, of course, about the Man City game. But judging from, has any of the players in that squad give Ten Hag anything to think about in terms of selection for that final?
I think I mentioned it when we started the stream. Fred, obviously he's played Fred because I think he's going to play him in the cup final, and obviously Fred hasn't had a lot of minutes as of late. But I think he's going to put Fred in there because I just think Eriksen can't deal with that City midfield, like especially when we're having to defend and go back and then break stuff up. Eriksen can't do it, like against Rodri, De Bruyne, and whoever else. Maybe like, I know they've been playing John Stones there, Gundogan, yeah. So he's not going to be able to deal with that. I don't think so. I think Fred is going to be the one you'll probably see in the FA Cup final. The rest of the squad, I think, obviously, you'll probably take Maguire out and Malacia out. I think Varane and Shaw come back in. Maybe Wan-Bissaka. You could probably see Wan-Bissaka to shut down that City left-hand side. So I think there'll be a couple of tweaks, but I think for the most part, that squad is probably what's going to play against City, especially the forward line and the midfield. Like that's probably what you're going to see. So I was saying to this before we went live, me and Chivy were talking, we were referring it into terms of like the UFC or MMA. City at the minute is on the level of like a Khabib Nurmagomedov. They're just destroying everybody put in front of him. It doesn't matter who they are. And every fighter goes into the interview and says, "Oh, we've got puncher's chance. We have, but at the minute, City are just operating on another fucking level. Like they're just operating on another fucking level, and I just don't expect to get anything from it. As long as we put in a good performance and don't embarrass ourselves, that's the best I can hope for at the minute.
I take your analogy, but don't forget we've beat City this year.
Yeah.
At Old Trafford, we have beaten them, so it's proven it can be before. You know what I mean? I'm not feeling honestly, I'm not feeling as negative.
When we
really not.
When we beat
in a one-off game in a Manchester derby, I don't care. I think we can beat him. If every player's on it, I'm talking like if a Rashford's on it, if a Bruno's on it, if Casemiro plays out of his skin. And you're talking about everyone having like a 10 out of 10 performance, which is very rare. But if they do that, there's no reason why I don't think we can't beat them.
When we beat City were in this weird place where they weren't quite operating at top gear.
Clicking.
And then after the World Cup, they just decided, oh shit, yeah, we could play better than this. And they just ticked it up a bit and just started absolutely mollywhopping teams left, right, and centre, just destroying teams. Yeah. And that's the mode they're in right now. If they're in the mode beforehand, I might agree with your argument a little more, but at the minute they're just operating on a different plane of existence.
Yeah, I hear that, Nick. I completely hear that, and I think if there's any team in the Premier League that is capable of beating Man City, it's Man United. However, that Man United team that played City is different. Like, and the City team we played then was very different. Like, but if there's any team I would put my money on to turn up against City on a day, like it's not like a two-legged in one day. You have to be United, man. So I still think we can do it, but then realistically, when I see the way City play and how judicious they are with the ball, how productive, they don't lose it. Like they keep that thing. They just it's theirs basically. I can just see them running circles around us. I just hope it's not embarrassing, like Sam said.
I hope you're both wrong, of course. I get what your point.
I hope I'm wrong. Yeah. I hope I am so wrong. Yeah. I hope I'm wrong to the nth degree. Like I really do.
Yeah. You've got to be honest in your assessment, and I take that. But I don't know. There's something in me saying maybe it's just stupid optimism, but it's something in me
keep
that
it. Honestly,
Nothing
keep
wrong with that.
energy.
Nothing wrong
Keep
with
that
it at
energy.
all.
The
I'm
players-
going to
honestly,
keep it regardless anyway.
we
But
need
I
it,
just
yeah, we need it.
I
We
don't
need
know.
it.
I can see certain dynamics in that game playing out where I've seen it even today. There's a couple of injuries that Pep's not sure if a few players are going to be ready. Something about De Bruyne and a couple more players, Ruben Diaz as well. The one thing that worries me though is just the striker, the lack of the. Because the thing is with Rashford, right? If you're going to play him out on the left, it'd be pointless, I think, because you've got Kyle Walker there, and you've seen what Kyle Walker's done to Vinicius, you've seen what he's done to Kylian Mbappe. I don't think we'll get a tune out of him. And I think equally as well, if you play a Kanji on the left-hand side against Sancho ain't going to get a tune out of him either. So he has to be very methodical in how he goes about his attack and who he's going to put up top. And don't even mention the name Vegas because I'm not even discussing it.
Did you see?
I see Chivi
Did you see
smiling at the bottom there.
Did you see the?
Nah.
Did you see the sitter? Did you see the sitter he missed at the end of the game?
No, I didn't know you've seen it.
Man.
Oh, wait, hold on, please. Let me walk this through.
Okay.
Let me. Because when Pellistri had the ball, I literally could see it happening. Right, Pellistri gets the ball at the top of our goalie, 6-yard box, and he beats 2 defenders, and he's running in on goal. Right? This is the counter is on. Now Vegas is on the right hand side, and he's going. Pass the ball.
Like he wants to get Nacho.
Yeah. So I was like, Pellistri, don't you dare pass the ball to him.
Hold on.
Don't you dare.
Hold on. Marshall's on the left hand side. Pellistri plays the ball into Marshall. Marshall gets it. Vegas now runs in. Claire at the back. He's like, me. He's waving his hands. And then Marshall lays the ball on to Jadon Sancho. And when he lays it on, Pellestri's like, angry. And then Sancho then floats it over to him. And I'm like, well, here's the chance. And he literally just
hits it wide. Completely wide. 6 yards out. He was 6 yards out. It's fucking ridiculous. Yeah.
You're gonna get my live reaction to it now because I've just got the clip of it now.
Watch it.
Was it towards the end of the game? Like
near the end.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Right, 1 second.
Absolutely terrible.
I love him though. But I could just see it happening because he was like, me, pass the ball to me.
Unless he was like, Pellistri, don't pass it to him. Please don't pass it to him.
Yeah, it's just like, you know when you discuss like when you got like a birthday party and your mate and you want him to score. That's what it's like, innit?
Yeah.
Stick in the ball, get him a goal. His only time to score a league goal. He hasn't done it since he's got here. And you get a chance. I'm gonna watch it now here.
Yeah, go on.
Right, so Marshall's got it. Pass the cross. Oh my fucking oh. If he does that in the FA Cup final, mate. Oh my god, I can't describe the outrage.
Fucking hell.
Imagine that. Imagine that. 90th minute.
Yeah.
90th minute, and he did that 0-0. Oh, bro, you just like
0-0. Imagine FA Cup finals 0-0 and 90th minute he gets an opportunity like that and he fucking does.
You know, it's funny because like when Marshall had the ball and Marshall didn't cross it, gave it to Sancho. Like he was like, he was kind of like frustrated, and then he gets the ball like clean, and there's no one around him.
Yeah.
When the ball's floating in. Yeah.
Shah Sam is in the chat. He just said it was just comical from Vegas. I didn't even get angry. I started laughing.
I was laughing, exactly. Yeah, man. Hey, shout out to Shah Sam. That was me. That was literally me. I was just... When it was happening, I could see it happening. I was watching him the whole time. I was like, this guy.
Yeah,
but please, like Jay Motti said, I think he has just one goal in him, and I'm just waiting for him to just.
The FA Cup final is the goal.
Come on, Vegas.
Yeah, obviously, if he scores a winning goal or something, then it's like
all forgiven. All forgiven. It's all forgiven.
You write everything off that's ever been, all the misses that you've had. Like,
I don't care.
Chances.
Sign him up.
Retire his shirt number. Hang it up in Old Trafford. It's fucking done if he does that.
Yeah, and then have like a little frame by frame of all the things he's missed, and then just the goal that he scored and like that. Yeah, it's crazy because it could actually be a potential. We had Vegas starting the Carabao Cup final, and City have Erling Haaland starting in the final, who's just smashed every single record possible.
I can't believe Vegas has come to this club scored 0 goals in the league and could end up with an FA Cup final winners medal and a Carabao Cup final winners medal, scoring no fucking goals.
Guys, you know what? I'm actually going to put a 5 on Virgos to score.
The odds
on that be outrageous.
It's got to be good.
Yeah.
It's got to be good odds.
Mate, I'll be swimming in money, man. If he does it.
You're buying the drinks when you come down to Manchester to watch it. If you win that, you're buying every fucking round, mate.
It has to be like 500 to 1 or
Something like
I don't know. It won't be that. It won't be that heavy. It won't be that heavy. Even the bookmakers are like, well, it's a final. You know, he got an assist in the Carabao Cup. Maybe you can get a bit of one. I'm not entirely sure on that, but yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. One can only hope. If it does happen, I'll fucking do a public apology on. Yeah, shit's going down.
I'm getting a tattoo. I told you, I'm getting a tattoo if he does it. Like it's happening.
I think he gets 5 minutes towards the end when we're probably 2-1 down and does nothing, and then he's. Yeah, I say ride up into the sunset, but
man.
someone's gonna ride him off into the sunset, aren't they? Fucking
yeah. Yo, is my mic on? My mic went off then.
You're all good.
Did you hear that then?
Yeah.
All right, I'm just double checking. Sorry. Right, we went off on a bit of a tangent about Vegos then, but look, just to round up and summarise, just the Premier League lads. The very last question. You've got Leeds who've gone down. Woo! Celebrate, get your drinks out. Let's go. Leicester have gone down as well. Southampton gone down, but Southampton go down with a bit of a scrap. 4-4 draw to Liverpool, which is just fucking insane. But just thoughts on the relegation teams. Everton staying up again, scraping it, literally scraping by.
Second year in a row, innit? They've done that, Everton. Yeah. Like, final day escape. They can't keep doing this, man. Eventually, you will go down. If you keep doing this, you will go down eventually. So they've got to watch themselves and they've got to sort out their recruitment, Everton. Can't keep buying stupid players for stupid money. It's not a way to run a club. Leicester, they brought it on themselves, man. They haven't been good enough all season. Haven't invested in the squad and refreshed it. You've got players like Maddison, Barnes, Tielemans, and you go down. Like, come on, like
crazy, isn't it?
Something going on there. He's Iheanacho as well. Like, you need to sort that shit out. Like, it's not good enough. Southampton have been down since about February. They've been down.
Yeah.
Like they weren't getting out of it. They were a mess. So yeah, it seems, and Leeds always great. I fucking love that Leeds have gone down. Absolutely fantastic. I hope they never come back. I hope they never come back up. Other than I would like to come back up just so we can mop the floor with them every season, because that always seems to happen. That would be nice. But,
that's 6-2. That's 6-2.
Oh man, so good, so good.
That's by the way, they're 31 points this season, second lowest tally in a top flight campaign after 24 in 1946.
Wow.
Insane. Insane.
Yeah.
But both, I think just both of them, the two teams that we mentioned there, Leicester and Leeds, defensively. Oh my God, never seen anything like it in my life. Leicester is so open at the back.
You see what you were saying about the Golden Glove thing when we were talking about keepers. Now, Leeds have a very decent goalkeeper, Millier,
yeah.
He just got really battered, didn't he? He got battered every week.
Yeah, but he's just got a shit defense.
Yeah.
But he's really, really good. But he's just it doesn't. Yeah, so it's one of them ones.
Yeah, agreed. But do you think that's about right? The teams that have gone down. Do you think Everton staying up? Obviously, with the talent they've got. I don't know. See Decore's goal, by the way.
Yeah, good strike that.
Absolute peach, mate. Like on the volley outside the box, rocket. So if you're gonna stay up, you want to stay up like that.
Sean Dyche does it again.
Yeah, I love him. He had like an armband on and everything. He had like a white shirt, but then like an armband around his thing. He was just on the side like that with his bottle of water. Like, fuck it, hurry up. They had 10 minutes at a 10 minutes at a time they had on, and he's like, it's done. And he's like the 98th minute, like, Sean, bro, you've still got another 2 minutes to go yet, pal. Hey, wait over yet.
Doesn't he remind you of like a doorman?
Oh yeah, he's a bouncer, isn't he? Proper bouncer.
One of the doormen with the suits and everything.
Yeah,
you're all right, mate.
Absolutely. That's why I'm buzzing. They just one because Alex, my mate, supports him, so I'm buzzing they've stayed up for him. But another one that Sean Dyche as well, just because I like seeing him.
Mate, can you imagine what it would be like in Liverpool if you're an Everton fan and you go down? Like the Scousers. Oh my God, yeah.
Well, the new stadium being built as well. Like that is a nightmare.
Right.
Yeah, financially they would have been fucked. They would have been in a really bad situation. So. They're glad they've stayed up. But yeah, look, that's the end of the Premier League season, lads. It's been a mad campaign. Not as bad as the fucking last season. Jesus Christ. I remember us speaking about it at the end. It was like, where did we go from here, mate? Wow.
I remember the review where we're all just sat there just going,
Shit.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think the only thing, I think my only consolation at the end was that Arsenal didn't make it into Champions League. So that was the only sweet thing for me.
Yeah, they bottled it. Was that Newcastle where they lost? Is that right?
Southampton as well. They drew as well, didn't
think,
you? Southampton.
That was my only concern. But apart from that, that was crazy. But then if you look at how we started the season, nobody
Shocking.
saw this happening. Third. Like, we finished third.
With a trophy.
With a trophy. After that start, I remember like when we started, it was 2 games, then we had to go on like a break or something.
Yeah,
It was just like, oh my God, like everyone was just slating us. And so what a season, man.
Yeah, when you put it into perspective, it is mad, isn't it, with everything that's gone on. The fact that we've lost 7-0 away at Liverpool, 6-3 away at City, but ultimately, does it really matter? Because we finished above them. So obviously not.
Question from Hani Ascari. Do you think winning the FA Cup is a must as City are dominating and now our club's history is in danger as Pep is somehow overtaking Sir Alex?
Look, first and foremost, this Pep Guardiola thing and Sir Alex Ferguson is absolute nonsense, because Pep Guardiola, when he started managing, went straight into Barcelona managing Xavi, Iniesta, Messi, and the greatest team that's probably ever existed. And he's only ever won a Champions League with them. He's also went straight to Bayern Munich straight after that. Couldn't win a Champions League with them, won a league title, and then went straight to City, brought people over from Barcelona, and had all the funds at his disposal. He's still done a fantastic job. I'm not disputing that. But if you look at like what Mourinho did with Porto, what Sir Alex Ferguson did with Aberdeen, like Pep Guardiola's an unbelievable manager. He's an unbelievable manager, but that comparison for me is just like, I can't remember the actual question. I just heard Pep's name. It was just like,
Pep is a good manager, but he's had the best circumstances in the best environments with the best players. He's never had to start from scratch and build something, build a dynasty, build a team, build a squad. Go like, oh, this is not working, change it. Everything's always just gone. He's always gone, oh, this defender's not working. Fuck him. He's gone. Next one, bring him in. Sir Alex took players that everybody was just like, is he any good? Is he really? And made him into European champions, Premier League champions, the likes of Park Ji-sung,
players,
Darren Fletcher, Gary Neville. Like he is the GOAT, and there's no question. Like there's not even an argument. Like man, he's the GOAT, and that's it.
But let's not forget, United was second from bottom when Ferguson took over. So there was 22 teams in the league at the time, or 21 when he took over. Liverpool was crushing it, and he took over, and it just changed everything. And then he made tough decisions. He had to get rid of people like Paul Ince,
Stam,
big names to bring in bloody 18-year-olds, like kids, basically, with Neville and the rest of them. So that was huge. But that being said, I think Guardiola deserves this because he's revolutionized. I think the influence that Guardiola has brought on.
He's a great manager. He's a fantastic manager, no question.
This style of play that he's taken from Johan Cruyff and implemented, like, it's revolutionizing the way football is being played. Yes, he's a checkbook manager. This is the thing, he's not resourceful the way some of these other great managers are, like Mourinho and Sir Alex Ferguson. But he needs all the tools. He's literally just give him. He needs, like, he had Bravo. He brought Bravo in. Didn't work for one season. Sold him. Got another goalkeeper immediately. Like, he's that kind of player. But I don't think he's as resourceful as the rest. But time will tell. I think it's still a little bit too early to start making comparisons, to be honest. And regarding them winning the FA Cup, I like the approach that our manager has taken. It's not about stopping them. It's about us winning a trophy. So he's not like, oh, let's go and stop them from doing this, because that's what all the journalists were asking him. Do you want to stop them from? Yeah, it's not. Forget that.
That'll be the narrative for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, let's go and win a trophy. So
yeah. Well, he said, like Ten Hag said on the pitch, he's ready to go to war, and I'm sure we are as United fans as well. We want that trophy. If we could go win that, I know it's a massive, massive ask, but to stop City, I know we were discussing there, but to stop City from winning the treble, and to win the FA Cup as well, winning 2 trophies and becoming third in your first season as a Manchester United manager.
That's the thing as well.
Unbelievable.
That's the thing as well. In United's history, this is not out of the realms of possibility. We have done stuff like this before. We've done this stuff multiple times before. under
This
like
is what I'm saying.
under more duress.
Bro,
For example, just take the treble final against Bayern Munich. We did not play well in that game at all. We played abysmal. And Bayern Munich were rightfully winning 1-0. And we were all just like, well, that's it. First European, and we're not going to think. 3 minutes. 3 minutes is all it took to take away that from Bayern Munich and treble winners.
but to be fair, in that game we didn't have Scholes and Keane. Let's just
Exactly. Yeah.
We've got
Scholes and Keane
Casemiro, mate.
They were suspended for that final. So people always, oh, you guys were shit. No, our midfield was on the bench.
Also in 2000, when we beat Chelsea in the FA Cup in the Champions League final, Ronaldo missed a penalty. The greatest player on the planet at the time, Ballon d'Or winner, missed the penalty, and we still won. So like,
and we had Hargreaves played on the right as well.
Yeah. And one last one. We stopped the Invincibles because they were a 49 winning game streak. They came to Old Trafford and they were going to make it 50.
Yeah.
And I was like that. I remember that day because I was like, I would die. If they make it 50, I would die today.
Yeah.
And we stopped it. Like it was a shameless display. It was a one.
Oh yeah, some of the
penalty.
decisions as well. By the way.
Yeah, shameless. It was a penalty. Nistelrooy scored it. I didn't care.
I don't give a shit, mate. I don't give a shit.
If there's anyone who's going to disrupt anything, it's us.
Yeah.
You understand? So so let's. I'm with you, Nick. Let's go.
Nick, Jimmy changed his mind. Jimmy's fucking behind it now.
No, but history doesn't lie. Like even in recent future, the Carabao Cup final, we weren't the better team. I thought Newcastle was the better team in that, but we got 2 goals and then just saw it out.
Paris under Ollie. Like we were like down and dead. Like we're out.
Yeah.
Bro, that Paris game, Lukaku just takes a wild shot.
That's what he just smashes it.
Yeah, just smashes the keeper spills it. Rashford's there. I was like, what? 1-0, and then 2-0, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
That penalty by Rashford, by the way, the amount of time he had to wait to take it, with the crowd just on him, and he was just stood there going, I don't give a shit, and he put the ball down just in the net. And you're like,
listen, who asked the question about this? The person in the chat. Listen,
Hani Ascari.
It's going to be a Man United. This is typical Man United, right? We're just going to do Man United things. Probably play crap and win.
Yeah.
I'll fucking take it.
I don't care. I don't care how we win. I'll take an own goal. I'll take it off Vegas's ass. I don't give a shit.
Do you remember the 3-2 against City? When Pogba scored the 2 goals.
Yeah.
And Sanchez, before then, like that, we're literally
first half we were awful.
We're dead men walking. They're leading 2-0, and then we just switch on some. Very Man United.
But every player has this. What I'm saying, every player, if they are on it, if we're gonna start Fred, he needs to be like top of his game and do a job on De Bruyne. But then like contribute offensively as well. But we'll get into this anyway with the FA Cup preview. We're gonna have the end of season review as well, and there's loads of stuff coming. So just because the season's over, we've still got loads of transfers.
This week,
the ownership situation, and FA Cup final.
Week for content is going to be fucking great.
Yeah,
we've got massive guest on Tuesday. Cannot wait for that shit. We've got season review, FA Cup final preview, like so much good shit.
Bloody
everything. Marky Mark's in the chat. Big up Man United, 3rd place, and another trip to Wembley. Exactly, mate. Fucking exactly.
Wembley. Yeah, I think that's everything covered. To be honest, lads. Yeah. I hope everybody enjoys the rest of your bank holiday. United finished 3rd in the league. Got an FA Cup final to look forward to. Hopefully an ownership situation that gets sorted immediately. And early transfers, fingers crossed. All ears open for a lot, but it is what it is. Cheers for coming on, lads. Appreciate every single one of you for watching as well. And like I said, have a lovely bank holiday weekend, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Cheers.
Peace.